Hey. Hey, y'all. Scared to get attacked. I'm scared. People get hurt like that. Whoa, whoa. I don't want to hurt like that. No, no. Why you gotta have my back? Like, you give me in my body, on your body. I love that song. Y'all gotta listen to the whole song, not just the TikTok version, right? Well, what's up? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I don't know, but I want to say welcome. If you are new and if you are returning, welcome back. And yeah, we're about to get this started to embrace your inner beauty flawlessly. Okay, y'all? Um, First, I get into the whole thing with the trade wars. So, y'all, I was in a trade war TikTok. And all of a sudden, all of these things just started popping up with China, right? Oh, you could get Tide Pods for $19 for a whole case that'll last you a year. Oh, you could get your Dollar Tree products for 20 cents, right? And so you had people that thought about, what, or what they say, the Birkin bags that was 30,000, some of you get it for $20. Y'all, the trade war thing is really crazy because I looked at it as an observer, right? And I saw three types of people. I saw people that were consumers that was like, yes, I'm gonna have to start doing this. I'm gonna have to start going shopping there. And then I saw it as people saying, you know what, no, I don't support them because of the child labor laws and because of the sweatshops and all the hard work that people got to do, right? Then I saw it from a third perspective of people using it to their advantage to start businesses and bring it over here, right? Now, I don't know if you could beat Dollar Tree, cause $1.25 versus 20 cents. And when you think about the overhead costs, it's like we pay for convenience, right? And so we think we're gonna do something, but in all actuality, we lazy people. We like convenience. We like it right at our fingertips. That's why a lot of people enjoy Amazon Prime, right? Because Amazon Prime is gonna send you your stuff the same day, next day. We don't want to wait 2 weeks. We don't want to wait a month, right? So just looking at that, it was like people were shocked, right? And I was like, why are people so shocked that they spending all of this money over in China? They spend all this money over here but they're getting it for free or cheap, close to free in China. Why people act like they never knew that? Like we've been doing this forever. Even with the food, like I started seeing distributors get on there, right? They was in the middle of it and they like, oh, if you want a case of this or a case of that, you gotta buy it individually, but you gotta have a minimum order. So if you pool together with your community, y'all can get groceries for a whole lot less cheaper than the grocery store, right? And it sounds good, but where you gonna house all this stuff? Where you gonna put you know what I mean? You gotta have a plan in place. That's all I'm saying. So it would be good for the groceries, though. I ain't gonna even lie. It would. But let me tell you, when I was looking at that, I'm like, from a consumer perspective, that would be my cue if I was still into material things or, Birkin bags, spending $30,000 on that type of stuff. That would, and knowing that I'm spending the same amount of, I'm spending this money, but I'm getting the same quality of material as the stuff from New York. Y'all, them purses from New York. We used to go shopping in New York, right? And we in Chinatown. We used to go get all them purses, and you couldn't tell the difference of them purses. They had every single label that Coach had in its place. Some of the purses that they had in New York looked way better than Coach purses. Coach wasn't even selling some of them, right? They was looking good for $25, and you was paying $200-300 for Coach out the store for basics, right? So I think that should be like an experience to realize, like, look, I spent my stuff on frivolous stuff. I got what I wanted at the moment. I enjoyed it. That stop acting shocked like you ain't know. But it's really time to start looking at what's within, like the gifts that you have within versus the material possessions on the outside. Like we consume so much that we really don't get a chance to enjoy it. We really don't appreciate it for real. We get it and toss it to the side like a toy. But Nonetheless, embracing your inner beauty is required if you want to grow or, especially in 2025. Y'all got to embrace it. And what I mean by that is this: your body is a holy temple, right? It's a temple, holy and acceptable unto God. And when I say that, think about things that are holy, right? Things that are holy, everybody don't have access to. It's for a specific type of person or a specific type of place. It has to have specific things within it. Think about a church, how the church is decorated so beautifully, right? We have to do the same thing with ourselves. We have to, when we embrace our beauty, yes, look good if you want on the outside. But now it's time to look good on the inside because it's going to exude on the outside of you, right? And one way we could tell that if you are doing the inner work on yourself or if you really are embracing your inner beauty is by the way you look. I want you to think about your face as being the curb appeal of your home, right? So this is your temple, your home, right? Your face is the curb appeal. We can tell everything by your face. Usually, if you have these smile lines right here, if you have smile lines, that means you smile a lot. That means you are genuinely a happy person, right? If you have frown lines, right? You know how people always mad and stuff, they have frown lines up there. We can tell you always looking mad. Your face speaks what your mouth doesn't say. You don't have to say a word, but it's shown all over you, and energetically we can read that, right? People can read and read you, and energy is like a whole nother language. Let me just make that clear. Energy is a whole nother language, and that's why it's so important to work on the inside of you. Heal those wounds, heal those traumas, whatever it is that you got going on that you're not addressing. It's time to address it because you may think you're putting on a mask, but your curb appeal, your face, is showing everything. The wrinkles is showing the toxicity that you endured in relationships and how you maybe haven't worked on your face and you haven't done face exercises for yourself. Like that's part of your inner beauty, working on yourself. And even though the world may tell you that's vain, like you're not supposed to be focused on yourself, the Bible tells you that your body is a temple. What is a temple? An altar. An altar don't chase anything. It attracts. People come to it. Things get placed on it. You know what I mean? So you have to think about your temple as an altar, and you have to bring offerings to it. That means you have to make it beautiful. And especially when you make it beautiful on the inside, you feel good about yourself. You feel good that you were able to accomplish that goal, and then you also feel good energetically. Now you got a whole different posture. Now you got a smile on your face because you've done the inner work on yourself, even if it's little by little. Every little step of progress is good, right? So you want to make sure that you are working on the inner parts of you and taking care of those things and growing within versus outside, because the outward appearance is going to naturally exude just by naturally, right? And you could tell that, like, I was looking at y'all see the trend on TikTok that was talking about I I would date again, but I remember what my ex had me looking like or something like that out there, right? And it reminded me of people that having boundaries, having love, self-love, having self-worth, working on those things within yourself. When you work on boundaries and stuff, you don't want to deceive yourself. It's a big difference between boundaries and walls being up in your life, right? So when I seen that post, I'm like, that's walls being up because they want to go out and date again, but they have this wall built up because of what their past experience was like versus growing energetically and, you know, being on a whole nother level of frequency where they're attracting a different type of person, right? Just because the past did that to you don't mean the future will. You get what I'm saying? So unless you're staying on that same frequency level, then you're going to keep attracting the same thing until you actually learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn from that level. But baby, them people on there, they was going from Beyonce to James Evans. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm sorry, that was me too. Cause that's why I can laugh. Cause that was me too. I sure did, baby. I was a whole 240 out here. Okay. I was looking stressed and depressed. I had the frown lines up here. I had it. I was bad. Okay. So I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing at the fact that I can relate so heavily. But that's a mere fact of having walls up. That's not boundaries. Having walls up is coming from a place of lack because it's fear, right? But when you have boundaries that come from a place of abundance, and when you come from a place of abundance, it doesn't have to be said. Your energy is read before you say anything, right? So just by being in your mere presence is commanding that, right? But when you are operating in fear and you have walls up, that's not boundary. So what you're doing is you're demanding it. You're going to tell people, hey, I've been hurt before, don't hurt me like that. Hey, don't hurt me like that, I've been hurt before. So now you're telling a person that, and what they do, they push right through them boundaries or walls up that you say you have, because they're not boundaries, they're just walls up. But when you go and do the inner work, you basically have to learn how to master the art of detachment. Detach your emotions from everything, right? Nothing or nobody in this world truly belongs to you. So anytime a person tries to hurt you or upset you or what have you, whatever it is, or whatever you dealt with in the past, detach yourself from those situations that you went through in order to grow. Detach yourself from those things in order to grow. And once you detach yourself from those things, you'll be able to see that, you know, it ain't even that bad no way. I still got me. I still love me. When you master self-love, you understand that the love coming from within. So if a person chooses to walk away, person, place, a thing, steps out of your life, okay, you may feel, okay, it's okay, I miss it, but you're going to really feel neutral about it. And it's going to be all right because you know you're coming from a place of abundance and you realize that there are plenty more where that came from, right? There are plenty more opportunities that are available for you. There are plenty more people in the world. There's 8 billion people on the planet, right? So we shouldn't allow people to put us in our feelings. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of those attachments. Stop thinking that somebody owe you something or what have you. Get out of that place of feeling like somebody owe you something. That's part of attachment, because then they can feel like they possess you. But the main thing to do is, as you are embracing your inner beauty, you have to make sure that you hold on to your energy. Be very careful and very aware of where you are allowing your energy to go. That means wherever your attention goes, energy will flow right in that direction. So if you're giving your attention to things that are mundane, to things that don't mean nothing to you, to things that's not going to help you out in your personal life, or to situations where like if you get into an altercation with somebody, you don't have to. You pay attention to your energy and you could just step back and understand, I'm not giving that person my energy. Because you can use your energy to do something more productive for yourself. And then you got your energy all out here, you tab, woe out, and it's going to show on your face because you attach yourself to different things by addressing certain things. I had a real bad problem in the past where I used to have to feel like I had to speak and address everything. No, you don't. Sometimes you just sit there and just say, oh. But that's part of mastering the art of detachment. when you no longer have to have the last word, or when you no longer have to make sure you get your point across. Forget getting your point across. They're not trying to hear you anyway, especially if yelling done started in it. So make sure that you are controlling where your energy is going and what you put your attention to. If somebody want to bring you an argument, or if somebody wants to stir up drama because they want your energy, right? They want your attention. Your attention should be on you. But if they want your energy and your attention, and they try everything they can just to provoke you or get a response out of you, you have to be in a place where you've grown so much that it don't even bother you. You ignore it like they don't even exist, no matter what they do. And that's when you know you've mastered the art of detachment from every single person, place, or thing. You're standing in your power. You so busy focused on making sure that your routines is down packed. You so busy focused on making sure that your health is together. You so focused on making sure you got a whole meal plan of healthy things that you're doing for yourself, or a workout plan, or you're working on your family. You too busy to put your energy out into places that don't make sense. You have too much going on for yourself. You got too much value to diminish yourself to another person's level. That's a low level frequency that wants to pull you down to their level because they feel powerless. And they'll use your energy to get power off of you. And then you wonder why you feel drained with certain relationships, because they done took all of your energy. You've invested so much energy freely. And when I say freely, it's because maybe you don't know how to tell a person that I gotta go. Get out the phone and I call you back, or no, I can't do it. When you can't tell people no, that's part of you giving away your energy freely. Those are boundaries that you need to set in your life. Those are things that, embracing that inner beauty, you're gonna realize that I have to make sure my cup is filled up for myself. I have to make sure that my cup is overflow. I can't give to you from an empty cup. I'm not going to do it. And I don't feel obligated. And see, you have to be careful, because a lot of times people would do things for you, right? And then down the line, they'll switch it up on you. And then when they switch it up on you, they'll make you try to feel like you owe them. So you have to be very careful about who you accept things from as well, because their energy, or whatever energy that they have, is attached to it. Whatever that purpose or that motive is when they giving you gifts, that's why it's not good to accept everything that's free. Right? Y'all remember going to work and y'all get the free lunches? Only time they gave you free lunches was when they wanted to have a team meeting, when they wanted to have a company meeting, because they was about to change some rules that you wasn't gonna like, and it was easier for you to digest it with pizza and a salad. They gave you pizza and the salad and told you to digest what they about to tell you about the changes in the company policy. Okay? So, and you accepted it because you was eating something that was given to you free, not knowing that it was going to be a long-term effect on your job, or maybe your income, or what have you. You know what I mean? Your stability. So you just got to be careful when people offering you things or wanting to do things for you, because then they want your energy down the line, and you don't want to feel obligated to anybody or anything to do nothing. You are a free spirit. You're supposed to be able to focus on what you're doing at all times. And another thing is this: once you work on your confidence, it is very, very hard to be around insecure people. You got to be careful with that. You cannot be around insecure people when you become confident. So people that ain't confident, you cannot stay around too long, because that will rub off on you, baby. It's like a rash. If you touch it, you be around that person, it's going to rub off on you. Matter of fact, it's like the COVID, okay? It's airborne. You be in that air and that environment around that person, that energy going to transfer to you, and then you're going to start realizing that an insecure person's self-doubts, you will start looking at yourself and start seeing self-doubt where you saw confidence. You'll start focusing on your flaws. See, the difference between a confident person and an insecure person is confident people understand you have flaws, but it is what it is. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So we don't focus on that. We focus on the things that are good and to us. We focus on the inner beauty, our worth. You are worthy. You are whole. Regardless, in spite of, right? And so an insecure person will look at you, well, why, how could you do that? How could you be so confident and not think about that? Don't you worry about what people gonna say about your flaw? You know what I'm saying? That's what they gonna say. Because they don't understand your perspective. They don't understand your view from a place of confidence where it's like, okay, I can help you, but I can't stay close to you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to do people that are insecure. You lead by example. The life that you live, they are watching you. They are inspired by watching you. But to actually step in and to help them, you got to be very careful because especially if you're going through the process yourself, you don't want to fall back into that. Well, I don't think I could do that. Nah, I can't. Everything is I can't. I can't do that. Nah, it just ain't designed to work out for me like that. Nah, I can't. I don't got enough. I don't got this. It's everything is coming from a place of lack. So just be very careful being around people that can pull you back to a place that you work so hard to get yourself out of because it will make you start feeling the same things that they are feeling about themselves, right? That's the transfer of energy. That's how energy get transformed. So the best thing you could do, you can spark their fire and give them a little piece of advice, but you got to do it from a distance, right? Give it to them with that long handle spoon because they're not if they're not willing to do the inner work and they're only relying on you to give them that power source, they're going to be upset because it came from an outside place. It didn't come from within themselves. So they're not going to appreciate it. It's just like giving a person a free car. They're not going to appreciate it because they didn't do the work on the inside for themselves. They're going to rely on you. And when you're not there, they're going to look in the mirror and hate themselves because they got to think about you giving them that spark again. They have to think about what you bring to the table for them, but they can't do it for themselves. And that can grow into jealousy and envy and hate. So just be very mindful that if you're going to be around people that are insecure, pay close attention because it's going to rub your energy the wrong way. You'll know. You're going to feel a stir up in your, why do I feel anxious around this person? Or why do I feel weird? That's your energy talking to you, letting you know something ain't right. It's letting you know something ain't right, y'all. So just make sure that you embrace your inner beauty. Work on your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-love, your boundaries. You are worthy. You are worth more than you could ever think. So don't give nobody else that power of having it and you not having it. That's putting people on that pedestal. You are worthy of everything and nobody's, better than the next person. If they can do it, I can do it. If they can be this, I can be this for myself. If you know what I mean, you embrace your own inner beauty. And it all starts from within. Everything we look for outside of us is not going to help the within. You have to do the inner work. It can inspire you. It can get you that spark that put the fire up under your butt. But it is not going to do the work for you. That's something you got to get up and do for yourself every single day, little by little. It's no big grandioso type thing where all of a sudden you just this new person. No. The work is small steps. But it's also you being aware of your own stuff. Be aware of yourself, the areas where you lack. Be real with yourself, right? Be honest so that you can work on those areas little by little. 1% greater. Every single moment or every single chance that you get to be greater, work on being greater for you. Every single moment where you find yourself getting bored or you don't know what to do, that's when you find the time to pour into you. This is your temple, holy, a holy temple. That's something that everybody don't have access to. That's something that should be reverenced. That is something that